Hello there and welcome. Mubina here. Today we're talking about Napoleon Hill's self-confidence formula. It's a very, very powerful formula. All right. And I was introduced to Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. That's where this formula comes from. It's in that book. And when I was introduced to that book years ago, I did, read the books, parts of it. But I was never told to take the formula and read it every single day, even though he says that in the book. Okay. But I didn't read the book properly. But when I met my mentor, Bob Proctor, okay, one of the first things he told me to do is read the self-confidence formula every day for 90 days and read it out loud. Don't just read it in your mind. Okay. And I didn't quite get what he was talking about and why I should do it. But I did it anyways because he's a legend. He knows what he's doing, and he knows all about human potential and how you can change yourself and change your paradigms. So I started doing it, and at that time, this was years ago, I didn't really notice much. But then a couple of years later, I did it again, and then I do it every so often. Usually once a year, I read it out loud. And I noticed that it did make a difference, because what it did is, as I was reading it out loud, and I did it consistently daily, it started to get embedded into my subconscious mind. And certain things, and you'll see this formula has 5 sections to it. Certain things within the formula started to just click, and it started to rise when I was in certain situations. And then it would be a ding in my mind. Oh yeah, I remember that from that formula. Let's switch this for myself right now. And so I encourage you, okay, to get this formula. I'll put it it's in the description, so you can even just look at it from the description. But I would just encourage you to start reading it out loud every day. Okay. And at minimum, come back to this video and just listen to that part where I read it out loud. Okay. Start getting that formula into you. Okay. And you'll see the power behind it as you go and do this on a daily basis. Remember, consistency and persistence is key. All right. So let's read it. Self-confidence formula. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action towards its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. Second, I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Third, I know through the principle of autosuggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object back of it. Therefore, I will devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of self-confidence. Fourth, I have clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim in life, and I will never stop trying until I shall have developed sufficient self-confidence for its attainment. Fifth, I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to myself the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve others. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity, because I know that a negative attitude toward others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them and in myself. I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it out loud once a day with full faith that it will gradually influence my thoughts and actions so that I will become a self-reliant and successful person. Okay, so that's the actual formula. Now, if you really paid attention to the words, they're golden. Okay, absolutely golden. And by reading it out loud once a day, what you're doing is you're putting all of this amazing stuff into your subconscious mind. Okay. And if you can do this with a lot of focus and concentration and with feeling behind a lot of what he's saying, you're going to even embed it more. So you want to get emotionally involved with this self-confidence formula as you're reading it out loud. Now, in the beginning, it may not feel that way. In the beginning, it may just be a mechanical thing where you're reading it and that's it. And that's okay. But if you keep doing it, you're going to start to really resonate with the words. You're going to start to really get, okay, what he's trying to do here for you. All right. And so one of the biggest, two big lessons that I learned in this reading this formula. One is that you really have to set a goal for yourself. So when he says definite purpose in life, okay, you need to have that definite chief aim, and you need to have that clearly identified. You need to know where you're going, okay, because there's a gap between where you are and where you're going, and you want to close that gap, and it's the actions that's going to close that gap for you. Okay, so if you have a goal identified, you're gonna be able to then create that mental picture, okay, of the person you want to be. Okay, and the autosuggestion, I mean, Napoleon Hill in that book has a whole chapter on autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is literally anything you tell yourself, whether you're thinking it or whether you're saying it. Okay, and we're all having an inner dialogue with ourselves all the time, but you need to be aware of what that inner dialogue is, because oftentimes it's not serving us. But once you start to work on you, it's going to start to serve you if you pay attention to it. All right. But that only happens when you have a goal, when you've set a goal and you're working towards it. Because a goal is not to get, it is to give you direction, and it is there to help you grow and expand, tap into your uniqueness. All right. And you want to set a C-type goal, which is a goal that you have no clue how to do. And it doesn't matter. You don't need to know how to do it right now. You just need to know that's exactly what you want. That's your deep desire, because desire is a triggering mechanism for you. Okay. And you will continue to go after it. And a little bit of a shift or a sidetracked or something like that is not going to stop you. It'll help you. It'll keep you going. Okay, that's what a C-type goal will do. Now, the other thing that was really critical, at least for me, all right, is the 5th section where he talks about, I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism. Because what those emotions do is they're low vibe emotions. Okay, so if you're feeling those emotions a lot or constantly daily, and you're not working towards eliminating them, then you're on a low frequency. Okay, and you're putting out low frequency. So whatever energy you put out is the energy you're getting back. And when you're in these emotions, you're in a competitive state. You're not in a creative plane. We are God's highest form of creation. Okay, and we are creative beings. You're either creating or disintegrating. When you harbor these kind of emotions, you are in a place of disintegration. You are living in a place of worry, which is going to move you into a place of fear. All right. And lots of other things are going to happen. So you want to make sure when you're aware, okay, that you're in these low vibe emotions, you want to acknowledge them. You want to allow yourself to process and feel them, but you want to limit yourself. You don't want to keep dwelling on them all the time. It can become a very vicious loop and you don't want to be there. Then you can shift yourself. Okay. And it's doable. I know because I've done it. All right. I used to live in those places all the time, but I have focused on my goal. I have focused on where I'm going, and I allow the past to stay in the past. It's done. Accept it. Move forward. Don't allow it to control you. Okay. We are in control of ourselves. Our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions form attitude, and we are in control of our attitude. Doesn't matter what the circumstances are. Doesn't matter what the situation is. Okay. Don't allow circumstance, situation, or people to control you. You are in control of you always. Okay. Always. And so the last part where he asks you to sign it and repeat it out loud every day, right? It's all about success. It's all about becoming self-reliant. Remember, you will always be with you no matter what. People will come and go in your life. Situations will occur in your life, but you will always be with you. So make you a priority, okay? Make you a successful person, okay? And make you self-reliant, all right? I highly, highly encourage you to read this formula every day, okay? Do it for a period of time, minimum 40 days, okay? Bob says 90 days, others say 90 days. Do it minimum 40 days, okay? It takes a period of time to generate a habit, okay? Or to create a habit. Make this a habit that you're going to focus on. It will benefit you. I guarantee that to you. If you do it consistently, okay? If you do it a couple of days, then you don't do it a few days, then you come back to it, it's not going to make that powerful impact. Do it daily, okay? And you will see. And you know what? Come back to this video and write in the comments what you've experienced as a result of doing this exercise on a daily basis. Okay? I will see you on the next video. Have a fabulous rest of your day.